Miss Roswell, there's no record of your marriage in the system. Khloe Roswell frowned at the clerk. That's impossible. I've been married for 2 years. Khloe handed over the torn document, her voice sharp with disbelief. The clerk turned the screen toward her. See? Nothing. And look here, the seal is crooked. This certificate is most likely a forgery. Khloe stumbled out of the courthouse, feeling utterly hollow and disoriented. Her phone rang. Miss Roswell, hello. I'm the attorney for your late father's estate. After a thorough investigation, we have confirmed that you are the sole biological child of Neil Morrison, the financial titan, the richest man in Goldmont City. His estate, a vast empire valued in the billions. And she, the daughter who never knew him, was his one and only heir. May I ask about your marital status? Do you have children? Khloe's hand clenched around the broken certificate in her bag. Give me 2 hours. I need to confirm something first. She headed straight for her husband's company. The door to Trey Fox's office was ajar. A low, sultry voice drifted out. Trey, we've been married 5 years. When will you finally make it public? Khloe froze. It belonged to Angela Thompson, Trey's former university advisor. The company is about to go public, and I still need her for a few more things. Trey's voice answered. Besides, my grandfather's will explicitly forbids you from being recognized by the Fox family. If we go public now, my grandmother will come after you. I can't stand the thought of you getting hurt. That marriage certificate, the one she'd painstakingly taped back together, was nothing but a lie. From the very beginning, she had been the fool, dancing alone in the dark. Khloe fled the building, pulling out her phone. Her voice was unnervingly calm. Mr. Bateman, I'll sign the inheritance papers now. And for the official record, I am unmarried and have no children. Every single asset is to come to me, and me alone. After finishing at the law firm, an accident split her forehead open. Trey rushed to the hospital. He pulled her into his arms, trying to comfort her. But Khloe recoiled instinctively, shoving him away. Disgusting! Don't touch me. A sudden, chilling thought sent her straight to the gynecology department. Are you saying my uterus is perfectly healthy? That's correct. According to these scans, you're in excellent health. I can get pregnant, and it won't affect my sex life? The elderly doctor looked slightly taken aback. No, not at all. Khloe's heart turned to ash. Before their wedding, Trey had waved a medical report in her face, claiming she had a severe uterine condition that she could never have children. Even so, I'm going to marry you, he had told her, his eyes full of tender resolve. In this lifetime, I choose you. For that promise. She had endured the Fox family's wrath. She had watched her father-in-law smash a teacup, roaring, bringing a barren woman into this family will be the end of our bloodline. For 2 years, she endured her mother-in-law's endless insults, a broken woman, useless, can't even give my son a child, each word a thorn festering under her skin, stealing countless nights of sleep. At the Fox estate, the sound of laughter floated down from the second floor. Every brick was built on the back of Khloe's sacrifices. She had put her own career on hold, pouring all her energy into building his company. Angela Thompson stood there in a teal knit dress, her long hair falling in soft waves. Khloe, look who's here! Trey's voice was filled with an excitement Khloe had never heard directed at her. For the first time, she saw him truly, unreservedly elated. This was passion, raw and unrestrained, the kind that only exists with a true, consuming love. Ms. Thompson? Khloe arched an eyebrow, feigning surprise while her stomach churned with nausea. Angela took the child's hand. The child was Pete Fox, the boy they had adopted shortly after marrying. Trey had claimed it was the only way to placate his parents. They had been married for 5 years. Pete was 5 years old. So that was it. Khloe had been the convenient shield, raising their son, while they lived their hidden life in secret. At dinner, in a flash of pure, unbridled rage, Pete snatched his glass of juice and hurled it directly at Khloe. The next morning, Khloe turned sharply and held up her phone like a shield. "My birthday is next month. I've decided I want this villa as my gift. Just humor me. You're not going to be cheap about it, are you?" Trey's face went rigid. Still, with the public offering looming, he authorized the transfer. That night, $7 million landed in Khloe's account. Her bank balance skyrocketed from a meager $15,000 to a staggering $7,015,000. Trey was wearing an apron, chatting and laughing with Angela as he cooked breakfast. Pete followed them like a shadow, obedient in a way Khloe had never seen. Angela's hand slipped off Trey's shoulder. "A man who's this considerate is a rare find. You're a very lucky woman, Khloe." A subtle, superior gleam flashed in Angela's eyes as they met Khloe's. Pete deliberately splattered dark soy sauce all over Khloe's hand. Angela bent down to speak to the boy in a gently chiding tone. "Pete, sweetheart, you've made a mess of your mother's hand. You need to apologize." Pete shot a defiant look at Khloe before mumbling a sullen, "Sorry." "Wait." In one fluid motion, Khloe stood, grabbed Pete by the arm, and pulled him against the wall. "Don't move. Let go of me, you witch." Khloe plucked a slender, flexible switch from a decorative vase and brought it down sharply on the back of his legs. "Khloe! What are you doing?" Angela cried. "He already apologized. Is this really necessary?" "Ms. Thompson, P is my son," Khloe stated, her voice like ice. "It is a mother's duty to discipline her child. Why are you so desperate to interfere? One might almost think he was yours. Remember this, Pete. As long as I am your mother, you will show me respect. If you don't learn this lesson, that switch will be much less forgiving next time." Khloe boxed up every personal item. "Madam, are you going on a trip?" a servant asked. "Yes. And there's no need to mention this to Trey. He's been so busy lately. It's best not to disturb him. Busy playing house with another woman." By midnight, all of her possessions were packed. Once the household was asleep, she quietly summoned movers to take everything away. Khloe arrived at the Morrison estate. Nigel led her into the main villa. The mansion complex sprawled across more than 10,000 square feet. Every stone radiating extravagance, as though even a single brick could buy a city block. Clarice Davis, her late father's widow, was waiting with Ethan, the adopted son. "Let's not waste time," Clarice interrupted, bypassing any pretense of a warm welcome. "I need you to relinquish your claim to the majority of your inheritance, voting rights, and properties. Control of the company cannot fall into your hands. As compensation, we are prepared to offer you $10 million in cash." Clarice sipped her tea. "I know all about your background. You were an accident. Abandoned to an orphanage at 3 years old. The public face of the Morrison family cannot be an illegitimate child. I refuse." Khloe met Clarice's gaze. "Clarice, you call me illegitimate. But the law recognizes paternity. My father left a will, a DNA report. That is more than enough to establish my legal right. Core real estate assets are valued at over $10 billion. And you offer me $10 million? That might buy a single commercial storefront. It isn't a settlement, it's outright theft. Stop her, Clarice snapped. The bodyguards moved to block the exit. Ethan loomed over her. Then name your price. My price, Khloe said, meeting his gaze without a flicker of fear, is everything my father left me. Not a single cent less. Then you leave us no choice, Ethan said, his voice turning cold as the guards closed in. Just then, hurried footsteps echoed down the corridor. A dozen men in impeccably tailored black suits filed into the room. Madam, Nigel Bartlett whispered into Clarice's ear. Master Henry just called to confirm. The Hunt family has chosen the young mistress. Ethan recognized the insignia on their lapels. His face paled. One of the newly arrived men walked directly up to Khloe. Miss Khloe? My master requests the honor of your company for dinner tomorrow evening. He presented her with a black business card. A single name stood out, Nick Hunt. Mom, how could we just let her go? Ethan whirled toward his mother. What else could we do? Clarice's voice was frigid. You saw who that was. That was the Hunt family. Outside the estate, her uncle caught her. If you agree to a marriage alliance with the Hunt family, your standing within the Morrison family will be cemented overnight. Nick Hunt's empire spanned finance, technology, and energy, wielding immense influence. A marriage alliance? Better to have a formidable ally than to fight alone and be devoured. Since the Hunts chose me, I have no reason to refuse. At a luxury boutique, she selected a lilac slip gown. In the mirror, the dress seemed to have been crafted for her alone. Lilac slip gown, its sheer layers delicately dusted with glitter. Soft flowing fabric against snow-pale skin. At the counter, she reached for her wallet, only to be informed the bill had already been settled. Who paid for this? She asked, startled. The gentleman only left a surname, the clerk replied. Hunt. As she stepped out, a car idled at the curb. Miss Roswell, my master is awaiting your arrival. Please, allow me.